Hi everyone, this is Mrs. McGee, and I love math. It's okay if you don't love math. I love it enough for all of us, and I'm here to help you understand it better. Let's get started. All right, today we are going to solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. Now, when we are looking at a quadratic equation and we're going to use the quadratic formula, we have to make sure that this is in standard form. ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The reason that we need this to equal 0 is because when we're finding the solution, x equals, the solution of a quadratic is where the parabola touches the x-axis. The solution is the x-intercept, which means the y is equal to 0. Not all parabolas will touch the x-axis. Some might only touch it one time, others will touch it 2 times. Let's solve this one and find the solutions of this equation. The first thing we need to do is identify the a, the b, and the c. We will be using those variables in the quadratic equation. So we look at our equation in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So the a is 3, the b is 5, and the c is -7. Do not forget the minus sign. Once we identify the a, b, and c, we are now going to use the quadratic equation to find our solutions. Be very careful when you're plugging it in. This is the opposite of b. So if b is 5, the opposite of b is -5. Be careful when b is negative. This tries to make us think that it's already negative, but this is opposite. So if b is a negative, the opposite would be a positive. In this case, it's -5. Plus or minus. The plus or minus is what determines the two solutions. The square root, and there's quite a bit inside, b squared is 5 times 5 minus 4 times a times c. When we do this, we have to figure out what's inside the radical. This is called the discriminant. The discriminant is the value inside the square root. If the discriminant is 0, then the square root of 0 is 0, and there's only going to be one answer to the quadratic equation, which means the vertex is on the x-axis. If the discriminant inside here is a negative number, then there is no answer, so there is no solution, and we just stop right there and say that there are no solutions. That means that the equation has a parabola that never touches the x-axis. But in this case, it is a positive discriminant, and so we will have 2 solutions. So let's keep going. The denominator is 2a. 2 times 3 is 6. We're going to keep working this problem out. So we have -5 plus or minus the square root. We're going to do 25. And then -4 times 3 times -7 is positive 84 over 6. We get x equals -5 plus or minus the square root of 109 divided by 6. Pay attention to your instructions. If they want you to reduce down, to round your decimals to the hundredths place or the tenths place. In this case, I'm going to round to the hundredths place. So the square root of 109 gives me 10.44 when I round it to the hundredths place. At this point, I'm ready to divide this out into 2 answers. That's what we're going to do with the plus or minus. I'm going to start out with x is equal to -5, and since the plus is on top, I'm going to put the addition symbol first, and then I'm going to put the subtraction over here. So now I have split the plus minus, and this will give me two answers. When you use your calculator and you get -5 plus 10.44, this is a grouping symbol, so you have to do this first. Check, be careful on your calculator that you get the numerator and then you divide by 6. And if we're rounding to the hundredths place, that's a positive 0.91. On this one, we have -5 minus 10.44 divided by 6. That's going to give us a negative 2.57. Those are our two solutions to our quadratic. That means that the parabola will touch the x-axis in two places. It will touch at, make sure my decimal shows up there, it will touch at negative 2.57 and at 0.91. Thank you for watching the video. If this was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.